Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. Now in this video, I'm going to go over, some of the most top 5 misconceptions that you as a new Amazon beginner need to kind of avoid in the meantime, because it's really taking time and focus from what you need to be doing in the beginning as an Amazon beginner. And that's just learning the game, making your first profit, selling your first product, and everything else in between, alright? So let's go over the top 5 things that you need to kind of avoid in the beginning as an Amazon seller. So one of the first things that I always see on my timeline, especially on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, about as far as what you need to, get ASAP when you're, a beginner and whatnot, is a prep center. And listen, guys, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, us as Amazon business owners don't want to do our own prepping. It's not the main goal, or at least not the end goal for a lot of us, or it shouldn't be, because it's the least money making task. But as a beginner, guys, there's really no reason you should be trying to outsource this aspect just yet, especially if you're not doing at least 20K months in revenue, because no way are you making enough to justify that you're losing money, by having that aspect outsourced, okay? In the beginning, you're learning all the mistakes, you're learning how to create your first few shipments, how to deal with Amazon check-in times, like FC transfers, how to box, tape a box up, label them, how the whole process works, right? And so for beginners, I really don't recommend skipping that aspect and outsourcing it to a prep center, because, stuff could happen with your prep center, right? They could go out of business, they lose your inventory, or maybe something happens that you have to prep your own stuff. And so fully relying on a prep center in the beginning is going to kind of weaken you a bit, because you don't know how the process works. And should something happen, you have no clue. And you don't want to figure that type of stuff out when you're making like 30, 50K, 100K months. I mean, it's going to be a pain to learn how to do your first shipment if you've never done it, because you outsource in the beginning, learning how to figure out that stuff out. So don't worry about getting a prep center just yet in the beginning. Do a few shipments. Don't be afraid to put in the work, because it seems almost every seller out here is literally too afraid or thinks their time is too good to put in some work in their business. Like, dude, no. Go tape up that box, go label that shipment, like do some actual work, all right? And then once you start hitting those bigger numbers, then you can look at, outsourcing at a prep center and whatnot. And you'll know when you need it, okay? It's not like you need it immediately from day one. You'll know when you need to start using a prep center, and at that point, then go for it. But anyways, number 2 on my list is definitely probably the most annoying one I see, and that's a VA, aka a virtual assistant. Guys, in the beginning, you basically know nothing about your business. You don't know nothing about sourcing, reading keyword graphs, where to find products, especially if you're doing wholesale. I mean, you don't know where to find suppliers. There is no reason alone why you should be outsourcing any aspect of these, parts of your business to a VA. Okay, it just makes absolutely no sense. For one, you don't know what you're looking for. So how do you expect someone else to know what they should be looking for you and your business? Because they're not. I mean, if you don't know what you're looking for, you can't train someone on what you don't know. And so at the end of the day, you're really just going to be wasting your money. Now, yeah, you can say, oh, but I can hire one that has, experience and whatnot. But the thing about experienced ones, guys, at least in my experience, is that they end up just piggybacking off someone else's, leads, suppliers, literally just giving you the same stuff that they had. And, that's just not something that you want in a VA, is someone who's just going to be giving you stuff like this. And because, if they quit from you, who's to say they're not going to give your stuff to someone else? And so, yeah, but guys, don't be even thinking about the term VA until you're like at least 50K monthly sales in your business. I mean, again, these are just my opinions. I mean, obviously, you guys can, argue with me on all these opinions, but it doesn't make sense. You have nothing to outsource. Like, you need to be putting in that work. You need to be, sourcing and learning the game and putting in those hours, all right? Because every successful Amazon seller that you see doing 7, 8 figure numbers, they did the work. They didn't outsource immediately. I know I sure as hell didn't outsource immediately almost a lot of aspects of my business. I kind of wish I did a bit sooner on some of them, but not so soon either from day one. So, a VA, don't think about it, all right? Just throw away the term. Don't think about it. Put in that work, and I guarantee you guys will benefit much better when you do get one, because you'll be able to better train them, give them the proper knowledge, and actually know what you're looking for you and your business, all right? So just don't do it, at least for now. Put a pause on it and focus on your business. Number three, and this one's kind of funny. It could be a mix of this though, and that's creating systems. All right, listen, guys. I'm all for being organized, which you definitely should in the beginning. Have your invoices in check, your tracking numbers, all that good stuff. But trying to figure out systems in the beginning, it's kind of just a waste of time. You really have no systems to create in your business. You're just trying to figure stuff out. You're trying to learn how to read the keeper charts. You're trying to create your first shipment. You're trying to just learn the whole process altogether. The last thing you really need to worry about is having systems in place, okay? And not to mention, you're at a very small scale to where you have nothing to systemize, okay? So don't worry about systems. I know you see bigger sellers talk about having systems in place, and it's true. At a large scale, you need to have systems, otherwise, you're just kind of winging it. But at a smaller scale, guys, don't let it get to your mindset too much and killing a lot of your time when you don't need it to be, okay? Because as a beginner, 99% of your time needs to go to just sourcing and finding profitable products, okay? Not thinking about systems and a bunch of, this and that. It's just wasting your time and money. And yeah, at least in my opinion. Number four on this one, and this one is really, can be really dangerous, I guess you could say. And that is credit cards/loans, all right? Listen, don't get me wrong. Eventually, you will need one of these methods to start growing and scaling your business. But please, guys, don't just get a credit card or a loan in the beginning just because you see everybody flexing huge orange bar numbers and going from zero to like 30K within a month or two, okay? Uh, Keep in mind, as a beginner seller, you don't know your processes yet, okay? You don't know how to manage your cash flow better yet. And so if you're not very careful and you don't know how to manage your cash flow, you're really going to screw yourself under your business by taking too many loans or taking on too much credit cards. Not to mention if you max out your credit cards too, right? That's the last thing you want to do with your business is maxing out your credit cards. So as a beginner, work with whatever money you have at your disposal, whether that's $500, $1,000, $5,000, whatever it may be. Let that money work for you, for a few months, and that way it gives you time to learn the business, gives you time to give you that knowledge that you need, so that when you do decide to take out a credit card or a loan, you know better what to do with that extra money, and so you're not making terrible mistakes and then owing back, plus having to pay interest and then having to pay monthly payments, because it can get very messy if you don't know what you're doing. And adding credit cards loans to that mix, guys, does not help. You will be out of business way sooner than you think if you are not careful doing this, all right? So don't worry about these things. Don't worry about what some dude on Twitter or whatever is flexing on you. Guaranteed, if they took out loans or a credit card, somewhere down the line, they're messing up on their cash flow, but they won't show it. And you will not see it because, they're not going to show it, obviously. So, yeah, just my advice, all right? And number five on this list, guys, is focusing too much on fancy software, okay? I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of these extra softwares will help you down the line to outsource, to, put systems in place. But the last thing you really need to be worried about is, tactical arbitrage, seller snap, a lot of big tools. Unless you're doing like wholesale or private label, then I guess that's a bit different because that's a different game plan. But if you're doing like arbitrage specifically, I mean, you don't need so many fancy softwares. Just focus on the basics, learn the game. Your best and only thing that you really need to focus on is learning how to read keeper charts the most, and obviously having like a calculator software like, I don't know, SellerAmp, RevSeller, all that good stuff, just to see if you're profitable. But aside from that, you really do not need no fancy software in the beginning. Just keep it simple, keep it plain, and just learn the game, all right? So with that being said though, guys, I hope this video was helpful. Like I said, I'm not trying to discourage anybody from not getting any of these things in, placed down their business line. But as a beginner, you don't need to be focusing on any of these aspects of your business, because it is taking time away from you and your business instead of just taking the time to source profitable products. And then you can run into these issues one by one, fix them, up front, and then, get them in check. So hopefully this video was helpful, guys. I hope you do enjoy it. And as always, guys, drop a comment down below. And if you did enjoy this video, check out one of these two videos as well. I guarantee you will find something very valuable in them, all right? But without further ado, guys, peace.